tweet this shit out. All right. So what's up, Mr. Seymour?
Oh, live like that? Like, just go. I love it. What's up, man?
Not much. So, see, let me just test something real quick. You guys can't hear this, right? Hold on. Can't hear this. All right, I don't understand. My soundboard. I can't get it to work with Zoom. Like, it won't allow Zoom to hear it for some reason.
What was he gonna be like
Put that on your soundboard.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh, I heard that.
well,
Through your
you heard it
headphones,
through my
though.
headphones.
Yeah.
All right, so we ready to kick this shit off?
I thought we already did.
I suppose so, bud. It was our soft opening.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you're listening to the Open Micros podcast, and we have to give a shout out to Derek Diamond as well as Kathy Gutierrez Figueroa. Thank you for being our patrons. Go to www.openmicros.com to support us. Let's start the show.
That sound means it is time for the Open Micros podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig. I'm more yoked than a kid. Tonight, our guest is none other than Mr. Jared Seymour. You know him. He's been here before. He does fucking everything. Jared, how you doing, bud?
I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'm doing great, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Glad you're here. Like
Yes.
I haven't seen you in the last 24 hours.
It's been a minute since we've
been a while. It's been a while.
Since I could.
But the viewers haven't seen this beautiful mug since like episode 20.
Yeah,
It's
Nice.
been over 2 years, man. What have you been
since
doing
that
in 2
time-
years, Jared?
I've been sitting in a closet just waiting for y'all to call me back. I haven't came out not once. Well, shit and eat, and that's it in that order. So
I knew it.
yeah, but no, man. Just still doing the podcast stuff like you guys, man. Fighting the good fight. Enjoying every minute of it. Loving the what technology has allowed us to do with crazy shit like this, where
but
we're all
since the last time you were on the show, the Sound 228 now has its own app. You guys pretty much run an online radio station 24 hours a day. You got sponsors. You're throwing shows. And also, Brown Water Banter now has its own office over in St. Martin. Like, can you tell me right now how to have a successful podcast?
Oh shit! Get a good co-host, man. No, I'm kidding, Jacob. That was a joke.
Oh no, you bastard!
I know, dude. I'm sorry.
I formally challenged Joey Cates to a celebrity boxing match.
There you go, dude. You would whip his ass like there's no tomorrow. No, man, I don't know. I mean, I've been at it for a while. I wouldn't call. I mean, it is successful. I don't want to shit on it. They are, and I'm having a lot of fun doing them. But no, I really do. I have two good co-hosts on each show. You know, Joey on Brown Water Banter and Kevin on the Sound. And it's a family affair now. I mean, it's a team effort. So like both my wife and Joey's wife are heavily involved with Brown Water, and even in the Sound as well. Joey's wife Heather. We're both married to a woman named Heather. It's not the same woman because that would be weird, but we both are married to a Heather. Joey's wife Heather even does the books for the Sound as well. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Been pecking away at both of them now for since 2018, like I said. So just incremental growth over time. I don't know. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, I mean, plus, with the Brown Water Banter podcast, that's a very coast-centric podcast.
Yeah.
Do you
it's
find
very niche?
Do you find that you get a lot of outside like listenership, or is it more kind of concentrated in this area?
Yeah, so good question. So if you go like in your Facebook and look at the demographics and geography of
I
where
believe
your
that's
fans
Kevin
will be
Harris
located.
in our chat room right now says that you're a bum.
Yeah. He said he was going to be watching. I was going to try to make some off-color remarks about him, but now that we've mentioned him, I guess that won't be as funny. But I'll work him in. Yeah. So most of our people are Biloxi, Ocean Springs, Gulfport area, and then we'll randomly get some people like on the audio stuff that overseas. I don't know how that really happens. Sometimes it's people that we know that are in places. But we did have one video, and I have no clue why this happened. We film, on Brownwater we film fishing tournaments, like weigh-ins, right? We haven't done one in a while, but we do them. And the last tournament that we did down in Biloxi, one of the videos for some reason went viral on Facebook. I have no clue why, and it went we didn't pay for this, we didn't promote it or anything, and it went viral in a place where I can't pronounce any of the names, and it got 1 million views, this one video. So I
Wow.
don't know how that happened. Somehow the algorithm kicked it over some way to somebody, and it just took off.
Yeah, sometimes you do get lucky with the algorithm. Like I think we got lucky with the YouTube algorithm when we interviewed a model one time, and that was by far our biggest video on YouTube. I think just
Yeah.
because we tagged it with model, maybe.
Well, and depending on what her following is too, because we interviewed a TikTok a guy who's massive on TikTok, like millions of followers,
Yeah.
and all of our YouTube views on Brownwater and really the sound too, they're not very good because YouTube's a different animal, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
like more like how-to videos and people looking up information. Unless you have a large audience already,
It's
or you're doing
really hard to
it's
get
just
traction on
it's
YouTube.
just yeah, it's different. It's a different thing. We're more catered towards a Facebook audience. But anyway, the TikTok guy, we have 13,000 views on that one video.
Jeez.
It's the only video on YouTube that we have like that, and it's because he has a following. And I'm sure when people watch his videos, we got snuck up in that suggestion. You want to watch this next kind of a thing, and so that's why that did that. But that's a good lesson to learn, right? So like you talk about how do you have a successful podcast, is just interview people who have a big audience, especially in your realm.
Well, let me tell you, Jared, we've done that.
Oh,
You make it sound real easy. We've interviewed some famous people on this show who
Yeah?
did not want to share our shit at all.
oh no, they're never gonna share it. No. The bigger they are, the less they're gonna shit. You're lucky that they even did it, right?
Right, yeah.
But hopefully you get caught, like you say, caught up in the algorithm, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. Kind of like your more middle tier people, they're better about sharing it. And then obviously somebody on the up and up, right? They still give a shit, so they'll share
what I've found is with the Nerd Cave Retro show that I do, like right out the gate, that show was
Fucking
moderately
bad.
successful because shut up, Jacob. But because there was no other show out there about retro games at the time, it was 2016. It was like boom, instant audience right there, and they've stuck with us, and we've built from there. But with this show, it's really hard to find that audience that sticks around. Like we have some episodes that do, like we said, we have that one with the model that we did that has, on YouTube it has over 1,000 views, and then the next show will do, hardly anything. And it's like, what? Why are we not retaining like that? Those 1,000, at least 10% of those 1,000 people.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this too. One thing that I've learned over time is like not only do you need to build out like the back end of the thing. So are y'all a business? Like, are you trying to make money as well? Do you have the LLCs and the bank accounts and all that shit?
Yeah.
The
I've got
more people
everything through my own personal LLC.
Yeah. And then so, the more people you can involve, however that may be, whether it's family and friends,
It's
that can
just
help you
me.
with, like,
Just me, baby.
Yeah.
Just me.
Well, actually, we do have an intern. We have an unpaid intern.
Okay. So yeah, so building out, like a team of people who are down. I don't mean like people who you pay. 'Cause
Touch
you're
Biloxi
not-
in the chat room says he'll give us 2 shares, baby. He'll
There you
share
go.
us twice.
That's huge. People, we say it on the sound all the time. It's like, if you don't want to buy any merch, can't afford it, don't like it, whatever. But if you like the show enough, just smashing the share button
Yeah.
is that's like a $5-10 tip. If you did the math on what that exposure would cost if you paid for it.
Yeah. Well, another thing
So-
too that people really don't. I have to remind myself to tell people that I rarely tell people on this show to do it is to go and leave a review wherever you listen to the show, because that's going to bump you up in the ratings as well, and people are going to be able to find you easier, because it's not 2010 anymore. There's not like 12 podcasts out there. There's millions of podcasts out there, and like it's hard trying to find that foothold.
The number one most important thing, though, we haven't mentioned it yet, whether you're talking about y'all's podcast or anybody's, but is to build a community and build it online, because that's what you are, right? An online kind of entity. But like the Facebook group, I mean, it is the most important thing you can do, because anything that you share to that group, it's a different algorithm that it goes through to get to those people, right? So you can get to them quicker, right? So a large Facebook group under your Facebook page is extremely beneficial, right? And if you're laughing there, what was it? Because y'all don't have one.
Kevin in the chat room says, I never listen to Jared. I'm learning a lot right now.
Why can't I see this chat? I need to be able to fire back at this dickhead.
Go up
I was
my
gonna
Twitch channel.
Yeah, I was gonna compliment him in this, but he just interrupted it. So now I'm gonna edit his name out of this next few points I'm gonna make.
But see, we do that with the Nerd Cave Retro Show. We actually have a Discord community that is very lively, and that's where everybody kind of goes and congregates. We have different sub rooms that people hang out in, share memes, all that kind of stuff. So it's a very vibrant community. As far as this show, it's hard to build that kind of community, because for one thing, like most comedians are loners, don't really communicate well with other people, so it's hard to build that community. Like
your audience isn't just the comedians; they're the people you're talking to and mailing about. But people who love comedy, that market is massive, right?
Yeah.
So if you can bring the people that likes comedy closer to the comedians, that's your audience.
See, Jacob, you're the young kid here. You're supposed to be the smart, intelligent, internet savvy one, but you're dumb as shit and you don't do anything.
That's right. No, that's the thing. That's what he was talking about with the co-host. My job is I show up and I'm funny sometimes, and that's my role.
So I would start there. I would start assigning more tasks to Jacob. He sounds like he's underutilized in this dynamic duo, right? Give him a utility belt. Batman,
he does land the interviews though. I got to give him that.
I land the big guests. I land the big guests. I do.
And that means a lot. I mean, Kevin uses his connections all the time to be able to get guests that I on my own would have not gotten, or would have taken a lot longer to do. So if you can do that, that's absolutely vital. Post-production work after your live shows, Jason, you've got to cut them up. You got to take 3-minute segments, 5-minute segments out, and it's a pain in the ass.
I know I need to do that, but God, finding the time to do that that's why we need our intern to step up and just chop stuff up for us, because I don't have the time.
BJ, do that or you're fired.
There you go. Yeah, but you got to do that. You got to cut the small content clips out and share them everywhere. Are y'all everywhere? You have to be on Instagram. You have to be on. You really should have a TikTok. Your comedy, you should be able to kill on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, actually, we talked. I think me and you talked about that because we did a recording of our sets a couple of weeks ago, and awesome,
sweet.
I have a really good recording of my 7-minute set. So I went through an iMovie. I chopped everything up joke by joke. And I was going to start putting them out on my TikTok. And I put it on TikTok, and they muted my audio for no reason whatsoever. They just muted my audio.
Here's the thing. They did that because it wasn't funny.
Oh, ouch. That hurts. That hurts. You should also, Jacob, check and make sure that the old man knows he did it correctly. He might have had his volume on his phone turned down, and he didn't even know it, So you
he just didn't have his hearing aid in, and he couldn't fucking hear it.
Or like connected to the Bluetooth in his car, and he's like, "The son of a bitch!" He didn't know.
You're old.
That fucking Nintendo shirt he's wearing, that ain't some retro shit. That's like, he had an Atari. I can guarantee you.
Oh yeah, I do. I still have it.
Dude, this man had what is it, the Macintosh, the fucking
Yeah.
first whatever.
How do you
Yeah.
know? I had a Commodore 64, son.
That's what I'm talking about, the Commodore 64.
Was that with Lionel Richie? All right, y'all got the reference. Good for you, Jacob.
Well, I'm easy.
I love Lionel Richie too, by the way. I want that on the record.
I'll
Yeah, I think
I'll put
everybody
it
loves
up on our
Lionel Richie.
Twitter tonight. Jared Seymour loves Lionel Richie.
There you go. There you go. But
Dude,
no,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No.
fucking dude, your
Yeah.
merch sales must be insane, because I go to the gas station and see like the line cook in the deli of the gas station wearing a Brownwater Banter hat. And
Is that is that real? Is that a real
That's
story?
real. That's real. I've seen that at the Honey Hole here in Van Cleve. I saw one of the line cooks wearing a Brownwater
See?
Banter hat, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Those are our people, man. That's who we're speaking to. You know, Van Cleve line cooks. I mean, that's who we are. Like that's it. But no, but again, it's like every answer to all those questions is just hard work, because we make it a point like to go to like festivals around here.
Yeah.
You can name all of them, right? That even when you don't want to, sometimes like you gotta go. Peter Anderson, huge festival, right? We sell a ton of merch in those 2 days. It's a pain in the ass to go down there and set all that shit up. You lose a whole entire weekend, but it's fun. I mean, so it's like both. It's a pain in the ass and it's fun. It's work
Right.
and it's play. So that's how you do it. It's not. I can guarantee you, it's not just put the episodes out and then you share it on your personal page and then people flood the website and just order. It's not that.
Oh, I
Not
know.
yet. Not yet.
I work, like Twitter all week long, like posting about the shows, like, tagging, like trying to put in different, groups and stuff like
Hashtags.
that, hashtags, all that kind of stuff. Just trying to get the show, build a bigger following here. Because, like I said, Nerd Cave Retro, I don't have to do much for that show. Like
He
it just
keeps rubbing that in your face, doesn't he, Jacob? He just keeps
Yeah,
rubbing
I know.
that
But
in your face.
It's because Derek is so good looking, it makes
Yeah.
up for what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, they must be making a couple $100,000 a year the way he's talking about.
Oh
it.
yeah,
I
mean, how
know.
do you
Yeah.
think I afford to keep this nice beard trimmed and my head
Like
shaved?
the lifestyle that you're leading. right?
Yeah,
Like, how
you
do
know.
you think I fund all this shit?
But no,
Yeah.
because I've heard that a lot of successful podcasters that say, if you want a successful podcast, get as niche as possible. That way, because you're gonna find your audience a lot easier
Right.
that way.
It separates you from everyone else. But so then you're going, what is the saying? You're going deeper versus wider, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna have less people,
Mm.
but a deeper connection with those people because you're talking about whatever the fuck that is, So on the sound, we started out to be strictly local. I mean, that was the goal initially, and that's what we did initially. But eventually, it's like, well, if we want to keep doing this and we want to keep growing, we're gonna run out of bands per se, right? That are local, that are active and doing stuff. And that's sort of what happened. I'm not saying
Right.
don't come at me. We had every single one of them on there. We tried our best and we've done it. And so then COVID hits and we're like, well, fuck, we'll just do local bands. But by local, it just means the United States, right?
Yeah.
Or other countries. But it's the bands that are coming up. So we want to be the underdog guys. We want to be the guys interviewing the guys about to join AAA ball and then talk to them while they're in AAA ball, and then when they get pulled up to the majors, it's like, okay, well,
Well, you guys are
You
pretty
pass
much
us now.
the best place to find, underground music at this point. Like, I can't think of anything else like you guys, like the sound. It's just nothing else
Right.
out there.
You must have
They're-
a huge hipster following.
yeah, there are a few other ones. I'm not gonna name them because I'm a dick. But no, there's some other podcast people. P. Kohler Podcasters was doing some stuff. Red Radio right here in our backyard. They're doing stuff,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're not
Red
going
Radio.
as national yet. They're still on the local, and kudos to them.
And
and
Touch
then there's
Biloxi
some-
said in the chat room, you still keep it on for the locals, though. You had to move up, but don't let no one tell you that y'all ain't still hitting it for the locals, because the sound's
right.
done more for Touch Biloxi than anyone he's ever worked with.
Well,
You
good. I'm
read
glad
that
to
like you
hear
have a
that.
6th grade education.
Yeah, he got his grade 7.
I'm
Don't-
trying
don't
to
hurt him.
condense it down into a little chunk.
Yeah, he crushed it on the sound. That song that he played. I can't remember the name of it.
Casting Quarters.
Casting Quarters is still one of my favorite top 3 live performances that he did. And I thought he was coming in like to do the rap stuff. So when he pulled out the acoustic and did that, I was like, son of a bitch, you know? It was great. So yeah.
Dude's got
Touch
skills,
Biloxi.
man.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great. He needs to do more acoustic shit like that. That's my request.
Yeah, you hear that, Touch Biloxi? More acoustic stuff, please.
Yeah, he actually has an EP coming out too. Shout out to Touch Biloxi. Go check out his Bandcamp and get his EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I farted. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Speaking of EPs,
Yeah.
so do you think we've been talking about it? Do you think Falls from Grace, our band, is actually going to be able to pull off making a new EP this year? We've been talking about it, and not only that, we got a lot of plans of stuff we want to do. Problem is finding the time to do it is the problem.
Yeah. I'm not. I like to make time. You know, when it's something that you love.
Kevin says, "Hell no."
Yeah, hell no. Bastard, man.
But he's right though, right? Like he's. Right.
I want to, man. I'm in.
Even if it's just 4 songs, dude, we can bang out 4 songs easy.
No. This goes back to the sound. You know, the game has changed. You know, we're trying to, I guess, compete now with Guns N' Roses and maybe Tool with who's waited the longest to put out any new music because we haven't put any out since 2011.
Right. Well,
but
technically, the last EP we put out, Velma, was put out in what, like 2017 or 18 when we put it out, somewhere around there. But because everybody was asking us why, they were like, why does it like copyrighted 2012? I'm like, that's when we fucking recorded it. We didn't put it out for like 7 years.
Well, we did, but we didn't put it out like the right way, right?
Yeah.
We just kind of like, here's a song, here's a song, here's a song, and that was the end of it. But no, I mean, yeah, dude, I would love to do 4 songs. That's what I was gonna say. Like going back with the sound, one of the things that I've learned, you know, watching bands come up now and the way technology is, you don't do like we did with the first Pleasure and Pain record, right? You record 10, 12, I don't know how many songs are on that bastard.
Yeah.
And then you release all of them as a physical release and you hope people buy them at the show, or I don't even remember back then if it was still, you could download it and buy it digitally on iTunes then. But you released them all at once and no one could really afford a video unless you were like rich or kind of about to be signed or whatever. Now you do an EP. Most bands are doing 1 song at a time.
Yeah.
They do 1 song, a month later another song, you know, and then by the third or fourth.
Familiar. Sounds like an idea I had around 2000. Didn't I talk about this on the last time you were here? And you guys thought I was an asshole when I suggested this.
I remember
Jason,
how you invented
you've also.
I invented Patreon, and I will stick by that until the
You've
day I die.
taken credit for inventing Patreon and podcasts, so I think that you're just crazy.
I did not invent podcasts, but I was the first one around here to start listening to podcasts. I will say
you've got to work on your execution then, sir, because you must be the idea man, but the follow through must suck.
Yeah, Jason.
Well,
also,
I had to have the approval of 4 other dudes to get this project off the ground, and you guys weren't going for it.
I was smart enough to understand
it. Do something for you.
Look at that.
I want to point out that I'm like the biggest Falls from Grace fan. I have this authentic Falls from Grace J-Bob drumstick that he made me fucking pay for. So
nice. Yeah. So speaking of that, we do have a show coming up.
Yeah.
March 26th.
Yes,
Fayard
let's talk
Fest.
about that. Fayard Fest. Tell everyone what Fayard Fest is if they're not in the know.
Fayard Fest is a benefit concert that was started a while back with a guy, Chris Fayard. I don't remember who started the festival. It'll come to me in a minute. I'm trying to think of the guy who was the guy who started it. Damn it. It'll come to me in a minute. It's Kevin Harris. I'm trying to piss him off. Kevin Harris and Chris.
Kevin Harris, since you're in the chat room, are you guys going to be doing a raffle this time around? Because the last time at Fayard Fest, I won.
Send him the fucking link. He's sitting by his computer.
Because I won 4 of the 5 pieces in the last Fayard Fest raffle. I won a Drew Brees jersey. I won a Ray Guy signed football helmet. I won What else did I won like a $50 gift card to the gas station.
Hell yeah,
which is
dude.
great. I could use
Shit,
that
now
right
that'll
now.
get you a gallon of gas nowadays.
Yeah, no shit. That'll give me like quarter of a tank.
Yeah. But no, so Kevin and Chris Fayard started it as a benefit for Chris Fayard's dad, who had passed away of cancer, and so got a lot of local bands to play. They did a couple of them, and all the proceeds from it went to a charity. I don't know if they did the same, Kevin. You in the comments, the same charity on each one of them, or they bounced the charity around.
Make a wish, he said.
Okay, there
they're
you
also
go.
going to do a raffle, silent auction, and more.
Yeah. And so the one we're doing now is because unfortunately Chris Fayard recently passed away himself. And as a way to honor him, he was heavily involved. People who know him know who, if you don't know him, he was heavily involved in the Gulf Coast music scene for a long time. And so we're going to do this benefit for him in his honor, and the same situation where it's going to be local bands playing, and all the money proceeds go to a charity of his mother's choice. And I'm not sure if she's picked that or not. Kevin can answer that. But it's all local bands, like I said. But Kevin tried to pick bands that had some affiliation with Chris in some way, other than the band 7 Year Witch. And it just kind of serendipitously, there you go, worked out to where they were coming through town and asked if we knew anywhere they could play on that day. And so Kevin's like, actually, we do. And so we added them to the show. They're going to put on a great show. They're a touring band. But outside of them, most of the other bands had some affiliation or knew Chris.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Chris Fayard is, maybe you've heard of some of the bands he's been in. He was in Joshua's Son. He was in Aura. What's some of the otit bands he was in?
Split Six was a cover band that he was in for a long time. They had a really large following here locally, and it was always a party. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, it was like building community. They had a lot of regulars that no matter what, went to their shows.
Yeah,
like, didn't care what they're coming. It doesn't matter.
Music Cares is the charity. The charity.
That's right. We talked about that with the former singer of Hinder Monday night.
That said, it's helping musicians who are struggling in all aspects of life.
Yeah. The Austin, the singer of former singer of Hinder, said he had to go into some treatment facilities on 2 separate occasions where they covered the tab for him. That charity covered the tab for. Yeah, and that's awesome. Not a small. Yeah. So a good charity there, so, and I'm happy to be a part of that. I know, Jason, I'm sure you are as well.
Oh, yeah.
That we can, have a good time, do what you love doing, remember a friend, and then hopefully raise some money to go to something like that.
Yeah, it was a shock because we've lost quite a few local musicians just in the last couple of years. Especially like these are guys that are like, our age, like not old dudes. These are like around between 35 and 45 years old, and they're like, they're dying, and it's not cool, man. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because we lost Joey Culver not too long ago, who was a singer at Adam Ship. Who was the other? There was another musician that passed away not too long ago too.
Yeah, one of the other guys, I didn't know him as well, so I
didn't
can't
either
quite remember his name.
He passed away like the day after someone else did. I believe he was a bass player for somebody.
Yep.
Josh Connolly is who.
There you go.
They're saying in the chat room.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's not good, man. And so come on out
but you try to
the juke joint, and like just throw a couple bucks down on a silent auction or whatever, or the raffle. Everything's gonna go to the charity, and I'll put the link for the show in the show notes. If I'll put the event, the Facebook event, in the show notes.
Yeah, the tickets are on sale at. You can either go through that event; it'll bring you there too. But the sound228.com, and you can buy them. That's where it's going to take you, so you can buy them there. All proceeds go to a good cause. So come out, hang out, party with us. We're gonna have a damn good time no matter what. So
it's always a good time when Falls from Grace shows up.
That's one of the things I'm most proud of. We've always definitely put on a a party, right? Like for sure, it's been a party.
Yeah, people get drunk, and last time we had boobs on stage.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I can't believe I fucking missed it, dude. The one time I missed you guys play, there was
There's
boobs.
photos.
One
There's
of our
photos.
favorite
It
people,
was live streamed.
Kevin Gordon, broke his foot.
Yeah.
Last time we
Yes,
played.
He did.
Yeah, so like be careful if you come to our show, and don't break anything, or get arrested, or at
Dude,
least
your
try not
fan
to.
base is definitely 40 plus.
Yeah.
It's like I went to see Falls from Grace and I broke my fucking foot.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're not young, like you said. I'm 38, Jason's 67. So I
Yeah.
mean, our fan base is gonna be. Listen, this is how long we've been playing.
old.
We've been playing so long that our guitar player's son is now old enough to play with us, and he's in the band. So I mean, that ought to tell you
Right.
something.
And then he's the best member too.
Oh, by far, the thinnest, the fastest, the best player, the most potential in life,
Yeah.
even at 15, 16 years old. Yeah.
Because just think about it. I was roughly like 32 or 31 when I joined Falls from Great. No, I might have been younger than that, because it was
No,
like
you could-
2007 when I joined the band.
7, yeah. 7 or 8, yeah. Probably
God.
7 though.
That was a long time ago, man.
Still searching for that record deal, baby.
We still only put out one full album.
Yeah, it's a process. No, but dude, it's been a life. I mean, it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done, because it's all the memories, man, the friendships. So it's like we talk about this on the sound a lot. It ain't about the fucking record deal. Like, that's great, don't get me wrong, and you always strive to write the best music you can. And if you sold 1 million copies of a record, awesome. But a lot of bands aren't going to make it. But enjoy the ride, enjoy the people that you meet, enjoy the art, and never stop playing.
I don't think we've ever had a bad time at a show.
Never.
Ever.
No. Nope.
I don't think I've ever been at since I've been in the band, I don't think I've ever played a show in a bad mood. There were plenty of times, like in Fall as well, where I just did not want to step foot on that fucking stage. I was just like, fuck this. But Falls from Grace, not one single time have I ever been. I have every single show I've looked forward to every time.
Yeah. And no arguments in the van. Like,
No.
I would always
Right.
hear these local guys, like, I'm not gonna name names, but like, so and so, and you fucking told that guy, like, screw you, and I fucking, man, blah, blah. And I'm like, we were telling fart jokes and listening to the First Down record the entire time. That's all we were doing. Fucking
Yeah.
make fun of Corey, That's what we did.
It must be pretty easy though, since you guys only play like 2 shows a year.
Now we used
Yeah.
to not. That's a fair jab now, but 2008 what J Bob 2011 12.
Yeah, roughly 2013 or 14, because I think it was about 2014 when I officially was like, I can't play anymore. I'm retiring. I'm old.
It was 12 or 13, because I know, like, based on my school, when I was in and out of
Yeah.
school, I know when that was. So
Because
it
it was
was
getting
12.
It was getting rough to play around that time. Because like I said, you were in school, and we were just like, are we gonna take that next step? Because the only thing we have, we've got to either take that next step, or
Right.
like, what are we gonna do? And it was just like, I personally did not
Yeah.
want to spend my life in a van anymore at that point. I was like, I don't. If
Yeah.
we're gonna go out on tour, I want a freaking bus, man. We gotta have a bus.
Yeah, you gotta have money for that.
Yeah, and we did not have it at
No.
the time.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
did
I was
not.
even alive in 2012.
No, debatable if you are now.
Anyways, I'm gonna change the subject. Jared, how do you decide like how to book guests for the Sound and Brownwater Banter? Is it like, do you let your guests come to you, or do you reach out to certain people, or do you just kind of see things and think, this is cool, I wonder if I can interview someone about it?
On the sound, Kevin does most of the booking, all of the booking, really, if I'm thinking about it right now, especially now that we've branched out the way we have. He and I talk about it sometimes, or kick bands around, but he definitely does most of the booking there. And then on Brownwater, Joey and I are constantly talking back, and on the sound, we have people reach out. We do have bands shoot us like press kits now, and hey, here's our single. We would love to be featured on the radio or on the show or whatever, right? And then Brownwater, we have local businesses now that reach out to us, people that reach out to us, the events that we go to, people, they reach out, we reach out. The last guest, I just finished with an episode, but the one prior to that, I got an email somehow, and I liked the email, and it was from a local Facebook marketing page, and so I just shot him a message, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll come on and do it." Little did I know we'd already met that guy, but I didn't know that guy ran this particular page, so it kind of came full circle. He was on the show, so every which way, every which way. Joey does a lot of booking. He books a lot of the charter boat captains that we have on. He'll reach out to them, so just back and forth. However, we can get a good guest on, man.
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you've never listened to the Brownwater Banter podcast and you want to know what coast life is like, just listen to that show. That's very coast centric.
I will tell you one thing that we've done in the past, and I want to get back to more regularly. The charter boat captains for us and the fishing stuff is like the bread and butter. Those episodes get a lot of views and downloads and stuff. But I want to get back to more of the banter. So having like guys like you in the studio where we like to drink bourbon, but have some loose topic, even if we even have that, and just talk shit kind of like we're doing right here, because we've had some fans say, look, I love what you're doing, I love hearing about the businesses, but the couple episode like this one or that, we had the butcher shop on, which is friends of ours, and yeah, we talked about the butcher shop, but like it was more like picking on each other and laughing and joking and shit. They're like, I really enjoy those episodes too, so I want to get back to that.
Yeah, we'll be on anytime.
Tell you, Jared.
Don't let Jacob on.
Well, Jacob's got to come on anyway. We've already talked about it. You got the stuff coming up on the 28th, right?
Yeah. So, no, wait, hold on.
I thought the message said that the comedy stuff was coming up on starting the 28th.
Oh, February 28th, not March 28th.
Oh, I thought it was March, bro.
You missed it.
That's why I haven't been on yet, Jared.
Yeah, I missed it by a whole month.
That's right. Yeah, man. We'll work it out. I'll get on there. But let me tell you,
you're still doing it though, right?
It's a weekly comedy show. We just want to promote the stuff happening in Biloxi, basically.
Perfect.
But,
yeah, perfect.
I'm the perfect guy to come in and get some brown water with, man. I'll bring some brown water with me.
Okay.
And we'll get fucked up. I'll be drunk, Jacob, on your podcast.
Hell
That's good content. That is
go.
good content.
There we go. That'll work.
Yeah, Touch Biloxi's talking about Temptation, but yes, the show you guys were talking about is the new Monday night open mic at Temptations in Biloxi on Howard Avenue, and needs people to come out to that open mic because it's a really cool spot.
Where is that at now? I'm drawing a blank.
It's
I know how
where the Wayward Kraken used to be.
Oh, it's open?
Yes,
yeah, it's open.
It's a hookah bar
okay.
now.
Okay. I was just down there for the Mississippi State game at MGM Grand Stadium, and I didn't go that far down Howard, so I didn't know they had already reopened something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It just opened a few weeks ago, and go check it out. They have really good food there too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What's it called again? Say the name
It's
again.
called Temptations.
Okay. I'll have to look it up on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have a Facebook page yet. That's what we were talking to them about, because they don't really have a social media presence or anything. It's like you got to have some social media to get people to your bar. Like that's kind of
it's like saying you bought a car, but you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna put gas in it.
Yeah,
yet
exactly.
Or not,
Yeah.
And then you get in and you're like, this fucking thing ain't running.
It doesn't need a battery. Nah,
Yeah, it's like, well, you didn't put the gas in it. I know I didn't put the fucking gas in it, but I mean, it ain't running. I don't know why. I'm gonna put gas maybe. Like, create a Facebook page, Instagram page. It's free.
So I wanted to, before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you guys what you think about. Saw today on the news that they finally they passed a bipartisan bill in the Senate that's going to the president's desk, where they're finally fucking getting rid of time change. We're gonna stay on daylight savings time.
Okay, yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The time we're on right now is daylight savings time.
Yes.
Yeah, but it'll stay this time.
Right, which is great. But isn't this time the not right time?
Yes, it's actually the other time is known as standard time. So that's what it's supposed to be, but everybody would
It's
rather it
awful.
stay here. That way
Yeah,
we
it's
get more sunlight in the afternoons than.
That's right.
Or rather it be dark in the morning and sunny in the afternoon. So
correct.
it-
I was nervous when I first read the headline. I'm like, if we stay on standard time, that's gonna suck because it's dude in the winter 5 o'clock it's getting dark, 5:30 it's pitch black. Like what the hell, man?
dude, I hate time change, man. Like the older I get, dude, it jet lags me for like a week trying to get used to that
I
shit.
wonder what like is it Arizona and one other place I think.
I think just Arizona for now, but like 20 other states have bills in their state legislatures now to get rid of it because everybody's just like, fuck it. Why are we still doing this shit?
Yeah, but I thought they stayed on standard time, or do they stay on the?
I think they stay on the time that we're in now, the daylight savings
All right.
time.
Well, yeah, I'm all for it, man. That's great because you're right.
But the thing is, they said if the president signs it's still going to take a year to go into effect. So we'll still have one more round of time change. I'm like, why? What's the point of that?
Think
because
about
of
the
bus
logistics.
schedules.
Yeah, the logistics involved in getting the word out, and I mean, yeah, you can't just do that. You can't just do it today. Like we passed it, it's in effect. No, don't.
Hey,
worry.
Jason. Also, by the way, could you have picked a more boring topic to talk about?
No,
Right,
We're about to end this episode.
Dude, I just thought it was an awesome
savings
thing
time?
to let everybody know that we're finally good at, because everybody hates time change. And
You said it was on the news.
Coming up next,
They
we're going to talk
know.
about baking bread, right?
all
here on
right,
Open
and
Mic.
up next week, my new co-host will be.
You can't
Damn.
get rid of me. I'm the heart and soul of this
Uh-huh.
thing.
And see,
Jesus.
Touch Biloxi's in the chat room asking he worries how it might impact farming, if at all. But with modern farming, that's probably more of a nitpick than a genuine concern. Most farming now is automated, so it doesn't even matter.
Here,
Well, there's only like
Conspiracy
4
theory
farmers
time.
left in the U.S. anyway. I stole
That's-
that. Somebody else
right.
already made that joke.
conspiracy theory time. Most of our beef is being made in test tubes and distributed, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
I like it. I like a good can't convince me no matter what facts you show me. I love it. What I don't want to change the subject before you end your show because I got to wrap it up here in a second.
No,
but
please change the subject.
What about the open mic thing that you're all doing? Is it going well? How's it going? Is the turnouts good? The comedians good? Is it local only? What's the deal there?
So, in terms of the whole scene or the Biloxi open mic?
Both. Give
So-
me both.
So the whole scene, there's a lot that a lot of people can do. Like there's multiple open mics that you can hit throughout the week. There's a headliner show. If you're doing really well, you can be a headliner and get paid. You could get paid to host shit.
It's Monday nights. There's Temptations in Biloxi. Tuesday night,
Okay.
there's the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs.
Every night, every Monday night, every Tuesday night.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then on
Okay.
Wednesdays is what's the place in Long Beach?
Poor Judgment in
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Poor Judgment in Long Beach. And then I think Friday night, once a month at the Reef is going to be an open
Thursday.
mic with, is it Thursdays?
Thursday nights.
Thursday night with Patty Dwyer at the Reef in
Yeah.
Biloxi. And then every Saturday at Jack's by the Tracks in Pascagoula.
That is a nice place, man. I just went there for the first time a couple months back, and it is really nice. They have great food.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
It's
so
a
that's
cozy
really the
little
whole
place.
thing. Like, so we have a mic in Biloxi, Ocean Springs, Long Beach, and Pascagoula, and a monthly in Biloxi on Highway 90. So one on Howard Avenue, one on Highway 90. That's a lot of different places to be able to see comedy all over.
So are y'all the hub? Y'all should be. You talk about growing the podcast. Y'all should be the hub for that here locally. Are you not?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly Kringus Gillespie. He's the one who it's all under Landmass Comedy, and he's the owner of that company. But we're on his website as the podcast, the local comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so the community group, you can still create one of those on Facebook and talk about that, share all the dates. I'm sure you're at most of them, right? Permission of the comedian to get one good setup and punchline, right? Share that shit all on your page. Have all the events listed on your page. That's how you grow the podcast.
So,
Yeah.
Jared, I had this idea that I can bounce off of you. So
Go ahead.
a lot of the guests that we bring on this show, I asked them the very simple question of when was the last time you shit yourself? And so I've thought of asking comedians after their sets and recording their answer to my
Yes.
favorite question of when the last time you shit yourself was.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. So catch every one of the guys that you get at those open mic nights, and gals, and and then post that to your shit. There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like for like me, like somebody who I love comedy, I've always had the bucket list to get up there and do a set, but it's a back burner thing. But if I want to know all the shit y'all just told me about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I should be able to come to your Facebook page and find that information, or
Yeah.
join your Facebook group and constantly be getting told about that.
Good
Word.
idea. Since we got over
can't-
1,000 people on our Facebook page, we could at least
Almost two.
do
Almost
something.
2,000.
Yeah, but
That's
you
gonna be
should
your
own-
job, Jacob.
I know it's gonna be my fucking job, dude. I know.
You should own all of the local comedians around here, and the people that are at those shows should all know about open micers and be a fan and be in the group.
Agreed.
There you go.
I'll get right on.
But Jared, thanks for
Yeah.
coming on the show, man.
Fellas, I love it.
Tell everybody where they can find the Sound and Brownwater Banter. And
Pretty much
you.
everywhere. Yeah, if you can't find us, it's because you're not looking. We're on both podcasts are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I have a personal LinkedIn profile that I run mainly Brownwater through because the sound's a little different. But I do have clips up there. We do have some clips on LinkedIn. We're active on Instagram stories all the time. The Sound has its own free app that you mentioned. It's on Android and Apple, so you have no excuse there. It's free. Download it. All our socials are connected in that app, so you don't have to leave the app if you don't want to. We're on every single podcast platform that we're aware of: Stitcher, Podbeam, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're everywhere.
Fantastic. What about you, Jacob? What you got coming up?
This motherfucker on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we're on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn.
God damn.
Getting 30 views on LinkedIn. So
Hell yeah.
This motherfucker doing well on LinkedIn. God damn.
trying.
What I've got coming up is I'm going to be on the Brownwater Banter podcast very soon. We've just
This is
worked
true.
that out just now.
Yes.
Also, every Monday night at Temptations on Howard Avenue in Biloxi, 8 p.m., I will be your host. I will be keeping that ship running. And this Friday at the Juke Joint, I will be on the Drag Meets Comedy show. Sadly, as one of the comedians, I won't be one of the drag performers, but
There's
I will
always
be on
hope.
it. I might show up in a dress. You never know.
I went to one, my wife and I, at White Pillars, the drag show, and it was hilarious and fun as hell.
This one's going to be twice as fun because we're going to have drag performers and comedians. So it's going to be
Okay.
double dose of comedy. Tickets available now at landmassentertainment.com.
And I will be headlining April 16th, the night before Easter, at Jack's by the Tracks in Pascagoula. So go check out. I'll be sending out links on my personal Twitter and Facebook. So go follow me over there. And Derek, I'm so God damn it,
Dude, he slammed you right at the end, Jacob. Dude, this has been bad to watch. I hope Kevin watches this and appreciates how I treat him, because he always talks shit about me saying stuff about Brownwater.
So I formally challenged Derek Diamond to a celebrity boxing match.
You got 2 fights lined up after this episode.
I'll do
So I
them
feel
at
like-
the same time,
at the
Jared.
same
I'm
time.
fucking crazy.
I think it was a win, man. I think this was a win.
so
tonight.
Jacob, are we ready to call it a night?
Yes, sir, we
All
are.
right, let's get out of here. If you want to follow us at Open Micers on Twitter and Instagram, openmicerspodcast@gmail.com, Open Micers Podcast on Facebook, and that's going to do it for this week. And we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Jesus Christ, dude. You wonder why no one's watching. Said the wrong today.
Shut up.
We're
That was
not
good.
that bad off. We have viewers. We have
Yeah.
good viewers. We have a good Patreon number.
How many?
We're above $50 on the Patreon now.
Okay. We don't have Patreon. I've just never set it up.
I'm going to log us off Twitch now. Thank
All
you
right.
guys for watching. And we'll see you guys next week.